Good evening, grave robbers. Welcome back to the television graveyard. We are your TV necromancers, Laura Prince and Noah Houlihan. We have come here tonight to examine the spirits of past television shows, to find out which ones could be resurrected, should be resurrected, and which ones should just stay doomed. This is a podcast in which we'll analyze the history, the hype, and the aftermath of shows that ran only one season, or only one episode. With me as always is TV's Noah Houlihan.
This guy's a student at 30? Seriously?
So, based on true events, sort of, today we are covering 2014's Detour.
Yes, so this kind of came across my desk, and I kind of thought it was basically Rivers Cuomo has a TV show? I kind of thought it was going to be a reality show along the lines of John Mayer has a TV show. Not the case. This is a sitcom, kind of like a Community.
It feels very, very Community.
But it is about, roughly, the experiences of Rivers Cuomo of Weezer and his experience of going to Harvard, which he actually did.
Yes.
While he was Rivers Cuomo, while he was the lead man of Weezer.
Yes.
So, I kind of thought this was going to be, going into this, I thought this was going to be about Rivers Cuomo. But it's not. It's fictionalized. We don't use Rivers' name. We will be using someone else's name. Will Stages?
Let me actually pull up the IMDb, because a lot of people's names, I realized there were a lot of people's names I heard incorrectly.
Well, I know his first name is Will with one L.
Yes.
Because that's crazy.
Yes. It's interesting because it's Will. Wikipedia says Michael Sturgis, which is definitely not.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
He is definitely Will.
So this will be it's a 30-minute pilot.
It's a sitcom pilot.
Yeah, it's a sitcom pilot. This starts with a Stay Doomed alumnus in Peter Gallagher?
Peter Gallagher, yes.
Peter Gallagher lecturing a class at Harvard. You might remember him from...
It is not Harvard.
Is it not Harvard?
It's legally distinct university.
Right, Rivers Cuomo went to Harvard. This is a Harvard-like.
Yes, it definitely is supposed to be a big Ivy League-esque university.
Yes.
There's multiple references to it being in California. It is a fictional school that they're in, but there are multiple references to the school being in California.
Right, and that's not where Harvard is.
No, Harvard is in New England.
Similar.
So it's supposed to, it reminds me a little bit of Legally Blonde Harvard in some ways.
Yes.
It's California Harvard.
Yeah.
Like maybe giving more of like a Stanford vibe. Because they wanted to do it in California because it's pilot and they're cheaper to film out there.
That makes sense. So we start with Peter Gallagher, again, Stay Doomed alumnus. You might remember him way back, I think it's like episode 7 of this podcast.
Project Searchlight?
Project Searchlight. Peter Gallagher, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated comedic actors. Because he's so freaking funny.
A lot of our audience might know him best as Sandy in the OC.
Yes, he's in the OC. He is the villain in Mr. Deeds as well. But Peter Gallagher's got some really good comedic chops. And he is
teaching an Intro to Humanities course here, and he is the tenured professor who can say whatever he wants.
So let me start by asking this. I went to Stockton University. I think it's fine if I say that. Yeah, go Ospreys.
Osprey. Oh.
No, different Will. That one has 2 L's.
Oh. You didn't go to school with Will Osprey?
I did not go to school with Will Osprey.
Oh, then that's not interesting.
That would have come up way before episode 250-something if I went to school with Will Osprey. In any case, I went to Stockton University. One of their big things is we have one of the greatest, like, liberal arts humanities department.
Mm-hmm.
And the joke at Stockton was, yeah, our biggest major is undeclared. Like, is the bit that he's the teacher at this big, like, prestigious school, but teaching humanities? Is that a bit?
No.
Okay.
Intro to Humanities, most schools have a gen ed requirement of some kind.
Right.
I was imagining that this is a major gen ed course. My aunt, bless her, she's retired now, but she was an accountant.
Right.
And later worked her way up to being an executive. She aced all of her classes except Intro to Humanities. And to get extra credit, she went to see a performance of The Magic Flute, a 4-hour opera to which she also dragged my mother. Who, by the way, had no trouble passing Intro to Humanities and was just being tortured.
Fun.
Because a 4-hour opera not in English was not my mom or my aunt's idea of a good time at that point.
Not your bag. So we see Peter Gallagher belittling this class about how, like, he's basically the professor from hell type character. And, like, a kid tries to raise his hand, and he's like, put that down. I have never called on a student.
Going around is your first assignment. If it seems too hard, gather up your belongings and go major in marketing. They'll take anyone. Put your hand down. I've never called on a student in over 20 years of teaching. Why? Because every time an 18-year-old speaks, the world gets a little stupider.
Like,
you were the best at your school. You're no one here. If you have trouble, major in marketing. They'll take anyone.
if Ozymandias from Watchmen was a professor, this is what it would be. It's so funny. It's so good. And then it is 9:06 at Hogan Hall where he is teaching, and our protagonist shows up, who is Will, and he is British. And yes. I wrote down here, Rivers Cuomo is British. But no, I think just for some reason, we think rock stars are British.
Yeah. I think they're also trying to find a way to other him as much as possible by making him stand out easily. Mm-hmm. Because he's already, like, considerably older than the rest of the cast, because the rest of... It's very Jeff Winger in Community.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of his contemporaries are freshmen. Mm-hmm. He is canonically in his 30s. Now, Rivers Cuomo, I want to point out, was about 36 when he re-enrolled in Harvard.
Okay. Because
the difference is Rivers Cuomo dropped out of Harvard and returned to graduate in his 30s. Mm-hmm. He was enrolling after their first album, but he dropped out after the second one. And then returned in the 2000s.
After the Blue album and dropped out during Pinkerton, if I know my Weezer.
Yeah, and he re-enrolls in 2006. And then, so during, like, the Red album era, and possibly, depending on how many credits he had, possibly during the Ratitude era.
The Ratatouille era?
The Ratitude.
Oh, Ratitude, excuse me.
Though, yes, he would have been attending Harvard when Ratatouille was released in 2007.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes I couldn't even keep a straight face.
So he was
straight voice.
Attending school right around the same time like I was.
Gotcha. So, Will shows up, but he is 6 minutes late for class.
Yes.
And if you are late, you do not get to enter this class.
Now, this is an old time, like, this is one of those, like, big, old, stately lecture halls that has the little slidey door.
Yeah, like he's entering a speakeasy.
But, I mean, I think that's how those buildings were when they were, like, these hallowed institutions of learning in the 1800s.
Right.
Before they became more modern universities. So, he argues with Professor Zaring, Peter Gallagher. Mm-hmm. And Peter Gallagher says, yes, I knew him, and he too arrived at my door at 9:06, and now he's a low-priced man whore. Which, could you imagine being a freshman and watching this? I would have been dying. Like, right. I would have probably then been thrown out of class, because I would have laughed at all this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Peter Gallagher's so freaking funny.
Yeah, I would have found this very funny.
Yes, and Will basically explains that he read this professor's book and was like, I can't write a song right now. And I found a lot of inspiration in your book, so I'm hoping that your class will help, like, break that writer's block.
Yeah, he enrolled in the school with the sole purpose of taking a class with this man.
Taking this class, and Peter Gallagher's like, well, then you should show up on time, and slams the slidey door.
Which, like, he's right.
He's 100% right.
And, like, if you're coming to school for... you would think if you were motivated enough to enroll in and matriculate into a school, which anyone who's gone through that process can tell you is not easy or fun. Mm-hmm. You'd think that you would be able to... And, like, frankly, if this was a very in-demand class, probably had to pull some strings to get enrolled in the class.
Yeah. He knocks again, and the TA answers.
Yes.
And she's like, the professor will not be coming back. You've interrupted him enough. I'm the TA, and you're not getting in here. And Will's like, oh, you're going to be the love interest in this show, aren't you? I'm in love with you already. Let me sexually objectify you, and let me in. And she's like, no.
She says she is perfectly qualified to slam the door in his face. They're definitely going to end up... Like, it is so clear that she's the love interest, and it's not fun. You're just like, oh, God.
There's no reason, like, she hasn't done anything endearing towards him. He has not done anything endearing towards her. It's just like she's the sexy guard at the door, and he's rolling charisma to seduce.
And he rolls a 2.
Yeah, it's not like there's no way that we as the audience should believe, oh, he's actually attracted to her. Because all she is to him right now is the thing blocking the thing he wants.
So he was a rock star in the Crimson Dukes, and it sounds like they had a big album and then hit a sophomore slump.
Yes.
So Rivers Cuomo was sort of conflating his two experiences here.
Yeah.
Because Weezer was very successful by the time he re-enrolled at Harvard.
Yes, very true.
He initially enrolled between those two albums and was having difficulty with the sophomore slump. Mm-hmm. But in his 30s, Weezer was already very popular.
Yeah.
And I can't find this, but I'm almost positive that he did not live in the dorms.
I find it very hard to believe that he would live in the dorms. But we get this wonderful, like, montage of his accomplishments.
Yeah.
And there's just one line I really want to point out here because I really love it as a bit of, like, character work. He's listing his accomplishments and he says, I've been an answer on Jeopardy!
And then the question is very funny.
Yeah.
This artist has never had a hit as big as his first one.
Mm-hmm. But I just think that's such an interesting way to, like, qualify yourself is, like, the fact that you're an answer to a trivia question. Is just, it's very interesting to me to, like, think of celebrity in that way. That, you know, that I'm famous enough that someone wrote a question about me. I just liked it, so I wrote it down. We then head back to the university in Hip Hip Place.
Yeah, Island in the Sun.
That song's called Hip Hip. Hip Hip.
I did Google it because I wasn't sure. When you're on holiday.
Hip Hip.
His agent now appears as a character, and his agent is kind of his, like, sounding board.
Yeah.
Dominic.
And basically he's like, you gotta get back in the recording studio. You can't be wasting time in a school. And he's like, no, I have to do this. And, like, they share, like, a hug. So it's this nice, like, they are friends, but they are also business partners, and he is the meal ticket.
I mean, I love his guidance to him of, like, don't get anybody pregnant.
Yeah, like, they do a good job with this relationship.
Yeah.
Because they set all these pieces in place very quickly. They're at odds, they are business associates, but they are also friends.
Yes.
It's just a nice, like, he's not the butt munch, like, loser manager that's going to be the butt of the jokes the whole way.
Yeah.
Like, he also has Will's best interest in mind.
Yeah, he constantly cracks jokes about, like, feeding his family.
Yeah.
But he cares about Will, but also cares about his career.
Yeah, so do a great job establishing him. He then walks into the dorms.
And we meet Annika Plum.
Annika Plum, who is the RA, right?
Yes.
RA. Stockton had CAs, and I never knew why. Because RA is the more...
Yeah, I believe it's resident advisor, and CA tends to stand for community advisor.
I think that's what it was.
In schools, yeah. I have heard both terms.
But the RA is there and tells him that there was a suicide recently.
I love when she gives him a quote terrifying brochure about bed bugs.
Yes.
Which, like, I didn't know about bed bugs in college.
No.
And for that, I'm grateful.
Yeah, it was a better time, simpler time before bugs, and basically, she is the stick in the mud RA. She's an RA.
She also is neurotic. She has her life planned out. She's going to be a psychology major and be a psychiatrist. Mm-hmm. Like, she has her life planned out, and she has, like, a giant vision board.
Yes.
And this is before vision boards were as common as they currently are. Because vision boards are actually very common in the 2020s. This is the 2010s. It's less common.
I dig Will's line here.
Oh, yes. I wanted to make sure we said that line.
Are you trying to solve your own murder?
It's my life board.
That's a great bit.
She also shoots back, you're in your 30s and moving into a dorm. I imagine a few question marks.
Yeah. She's got sass to her. She is a very good representation of the cliche RA. That kind of, like, big smile on my face. Hey guys, I guess you guys are all having fun in the hallways, but it is quiet hours and I'd hate to write you all up, so why don't you guys go inside your dorms now? That energy. She captures it perfectly.
Yeah, she reminds me of Paris from the Gilmore Girls.
Okay, not familiar.
In that very, like, weaponized snark. Like, just that very clever, sharp tongue. Just, like, kind of mean, but, like, I could see her saying a lot of Paris Geller's lines.
I do love this bit where Anne shows Will to his room.
Yes.
And he instinctively tries to tip her.
Yes.
And she goes, you don't have to tip me, but I'll take it, snatches the money and runs away.
And he points out, she snatches all of the money in his hand, not just the bill he intended to tip her with. He goes, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I have a note of Annika is the lead character of a show I like more than this.
Yeah. Like, if the rock star is saying that was a lot of money to a college junior,
it's a small fortune.
It is a small fortune.
I have a note of his dorm is all set up. I guess his agent sets up his dorm. Because we get the impression, like, this is the first time he's seeing his room. Like, the bed is made. Like,
yeah.
He's not bringing in boxes or anything.
True.
So I wondered if, like, Dominic had already set his room up for him.
That would make sense. He also does have a roommate.
Yeah, but, like, both beds are set up.
True. So this is Walter, I believe his name was?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Who, we know he's really good with computers because he's in trouble because he hacked into the mainframe.
Not the mainframe! That's the one thing you're not supposed to hack into!
There's a campus security guard out front. I might have just hacked into the university's mainframe.
Oh my god.
Oh, gosh.
Anyone who knows anything about computers knows that's just, like, the biggest hacker trope is a screenwriter who doesn't know anything about hackers going, he hacked into the mainframe.
He hacked into the mainframe. So, I forget why, but Walter just falls out the window.
Because when we meet him, he is trying to climb in through the window.
Right.
Because he's on the run, because he hacked into the mainframe.
In the mainframe.
Also, Annika makes Will take a Myers-Briggs test, and then he makes her take it. And she finds out she shouldn't be a psychiatrist, so she interrupts Walter and Will's first conversation by having a meltdown.
Why did you make me take this test? It says I'm not supposed to be a psychiatrist, Will!
Based on this interaction, I would say that's pretty spot on, wouldn't you?
What am I gonna do? This is great.
And tearing down her vision wall.
Yes. So in mere moments, Will has come in like a hurricane. His roommate has fallen from a third story window and is in a bush. And the RA is spiraling out of control because of the Myers-Briggs test that she wanted people to take. And Will, being the good man that he is like, calm down. We can fix this. The problem isn't the test. The problem is right there. And points at Anne, who goes,
If I had to take a wild guess, I would say your problem is right there.
My face?
which killed me.
Yeah.
Performances are on point.
Annika is played by Alice Lee. She is immaculate in this.
Yeah.
Alice Lee, if you are my kind of nerd, originates the role of Heather Duke in the musical Heathers off Broadway.
Oh.
So if you've heard Alice Lee's voice many times.
Welcome to my candy store. That's how she sounds, right?
Absolutely not. Not even close.
I don't have good singing voice. So anyway,
she also plays Emily in Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, which is probably her biggest role.
but basically explains that like the problem is that she doesn't explore enough. She needs to do a little bit more.
She needs to break some rules, throw a party, trash a carbon monoxide detector.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a party later.
And she trashes the carbon monoxide detector.
Hell yeah. I don't know where this comes from, but I have the next note is that Will is being sued?
Yes, he is getting sued by his label because he is not producing.
Oh, right. He's got to make music.
Because, like, he probably has a contract for a certain number of albums. Mm-hmm. And he's not writing. So he's not delivering the albums he is intended to be delivering. Mm-hmm. So obviously, they're kind of mad.
Yes, he is quite upset. And
the manager's upset. He's like, look, my mom beats me with her flip-flop.
Yeah, that was such a weird line out of nowhere.
I mean, getting hit with a flip-flop is a very common trope.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very funny that, like, no, I can't move back in with my mom. She hits me with her flip-flop. I have the note here. Everyone except Will is a really fun, likable character. Because I want to point out something with Alice and not Alice, that's the name of the actress, Annika and Walter.
Yeah.
Walter would have been climbing in the window without Will.
True.
Annika probably would have taken the Myers-Briggs test and melted down without Will.
That's not necessarily true. Because she does say to Will, why would I take the test? I already know what I want to do. Because the argument to Will is, you don't know what you want to do. You're a 30-year-old man in college. You have some question marks. She feels like she's got it all figured out, so she's not going to. So I'm not sure about that. Walter definitely would have fallen out the window. She might
not have melted down at that moment, but that meltdown was inevitable.
Yeah, she was a ticking time bomb.
So he walks with his manager to class and talks about how Zaring's a wanker, but he's going to win him over. Zaring is at the door and hears all of it.
Yes.
And then comes my favorite part.
This scene
is so
funny. It's so fun. First off, Hash Pipe by Weezer is playing. Just to throw that out there. But he's trying to get back in. So he's banging on the door, and he's having an argument with his manager. The professor pops in, drops a line, closes the door. Will knocks again, argues with his manager. Another sassy line, argue with the manager. He goes to knock again, and as he goes to knock... Peter Gallagher opens that slidey thing at the exact same moment, and Will just punches him in the face.
Just straight up in the face. And it's so funny.
It's such a good bit. They time it so perfectly. Like, there's just enough chaos. You don't see it coming. And it slayed me.
And obviously, the manager's just like, oh no. Like, his facial reaction is very funny to it. Mm-hmm. So, he obviously doesn't make it into class that day either.
Yes.
And so he's sitting with Dominic again after class, and then runs across the quad into the fountain, through the fountain.
Well, they're just sitting in the fountain.
Yeah.
Which is so weird, but so
college-y.
This is the weird things we do in college. They're just in lawn chairs with computers in the fountain.
Did Stockton have anything of that nature?
We didn't have a fountain or anything. Yeah, there were no fountains. We had a big hill, like a big concrete steep hill, that it was kind of tradition to go down on a lunch tray.
Yes.
So they took our trays away. We were betrayed. That was we had a protest with signs that said betrayed. And
I went to a school that had to have Amnesty Day once a semester, where you could return all the things you stole from the dining hall.
Yes, we had that too, but it was a trick.
Oh, you got entered in a raffle for a free iPod in my school.
No, we got arrested. Yeah, that was a trick. They got us. Because I remember they said the same thing. Like, it's an amnesty day, you can bring it back, you'll be entered in. And we discussed just trying to steal the tray return that had, all the stuff in it. It's like, well, what if we just steal one of those and then return it? We'll have the most stuff and we'll win. And then we found out later that people got arrested.
And I had some acquaintances, if you will. I went to one of my dining hall used to do these elaborate themed dinners.
Yes.
I went to one where an acquaintance managed to steal everything off the table outside of anything in my general, not my silverware, plate, or glass. And I looked up and the centerpiece was gone. And the nice napkins were gone. And the table, the placemats were gone. And I was like, what?
That's impressive.
Yeah, we never went back on a theme night, though, because we were afraid of getting caught.
That makes sense. But did you have a fountain at your...
Yes, I'm not disclosing that. I'm not disclosing what school I go to, but went to.
Yeah.
But there was a fountain that was fashionable to sit in, run in, play in.
There was some frolicking.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think they trusted us with water at Stockton. We had a lake.
That's so much worse.
Yeah, we were smart enough to at least know not to go into the lake because it was polluted.
So we get to Annika's... so he harasses the TA running through the fountain for the assignment, because he thinks if he can impress Professor Zaring with the assignment...
Yes, he's like, I'm turning in his first assignment. It's in my hand. It's folded up and wet. So that's not good.
But, he also is trying to badger her for what the assignment is.
Oh, I thought he had the assignment already.
No.
I thought it was please turn this in for me.
No, he had something in his hand, but he didn't have, what the assignment was. He was trying to get it from her.
Oh, okay.
Because this would be mid-2010s. This is probably before your online learning modules, like your Blackboard.
Right.
Or your Google Classroom. So... this is before that would have been really prevalent. So he might not have had any access to what the actual assignment is.
Oh.
Because he also didn't attend class, and this would have been in the time period where the syllabus may have still been physically distributed.
Okay, I thought the plan was I'm turning in the assignment because he can't go back to class. It's not like he's allowed to show up day 3 because he punched the teacher. I thought he was like, this is the assignment. If he reads it, maybe he'll let me back in.
Maybe. I thought he was trying to get what it even was.
That is possible.
Either way, he gets sidetracked because he takes a picture with a fan.
Yes.
And then realizes he left his laptop in the fountain on the chair.
And then the fountain goes off.
Yeah, because it's like a timed,
Yeah, and there's like a geyser and you see it fly through the air. Good bits. It's a good visual comedy.
We see Annika's party.
Yes. A lot of your typical college tropes here. We got a slip and slide in the hallway, which a bunch of kids got expelled for at my college.
Not yet.
Okay.
The party's initially lame.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Will comes in and gets the party jumping. Mm-hmm. But when it's just Annika and Walter, it's pathetic.
Right.
Because he's also trying to, help Walter with girls.
Right.
Annika then admits she knows who Will is after the party picks up. Because no one's really, addressing... a lot of people are not addressing Will being a rock star.
Right.
Which I think is actually very realistic. Because I don't know if Rivers Cuomo could have sat next to me in class and I would have noticed.
True.
I would have been like, that guy's old.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have noticed that he was...
Why would you think it was, the lead singer of Weezer?
Yeah,
you might be sitting there and be like, ooh, he looks just like Buddy Holly.
You're so proud of you.
I got her good on that one.
But also, think about rock bands. What's the name of the lead singer of Imagine Dragons?
I'd imagine it's Dragon. No, Schmaug.
No, but can you tell me the name of?
No, I certainly can't. Also, I don't really like Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, but that's a very big pop band that has been a rock band that's been a big rock band for 10 years.
Yeah.
Dan.
Dan
Reynolds.
No, I could have just made up a white guy name and I might have gotten that.
Which also, on a related note, this is the first time I've ever seen a picture of him.
Yeah, is he a dragon?
He's not a dragon.
Could you imagine him as a dragon?
I hate you.
I am cooking tonight.
So, I was gonna call him Dan Reynolds. But so you didn't know that. And that's someone who is a rock star who has been a rock star for the last decade.
Right.
He could have sat next to you in class.
Easy.
And you would have had no idea.
Yes.
He could sit next to you at a show tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And you would have no idea.
Yes.
So I could completely buy that not a lot of people recognize Will.
Yeah.
One thing I don't love, he admits he's never finished a song in 3 years. Annika kisses him on the cheek as a gesture of thanks for fixing her party.
Yes.
I hate this. I'm like, no, don't. No.
Yeah,
because I've never loved the Annie-Jeff relationship in Community because they established so early on how young she is.
You missed one of my favorite lines that I just want to bring up is when he admits that he hasn't finished a song. He says, I'm going to admit something to you. And she quickly guesses, you're faking your accent? Which is a great bit. We've also, I don't know how you forgot this, but Logan Paul shows up. Did you not want to talk about Logan Paul?
I generally don't.
All right then, moving on.
He is a cameo.
Yeah. He still sucks as a human.
So, the manager is also there and puts himself through a table like he's a Buffalo Bills fan.
Yes.
No one makes him do it.
He does.
No one puts him through a table.
He does the beer pong slam dunk.
Yeah, but then falls through a table.
A college tradition.
He looks like a Buffalo Bills fan.
Yes.
It looks like he put himself through a table.
Because he did.
After Will tries to give Walter a pep talk about women...
Yeah, my note here is, Walter wants to talk to girls. We are doing way too much for a pilot. Like, he's solving almost everyone's problems day one, like the Messiah.
I don't think he actually solves Walter's problem. Because there's a topless girl looking for Will, and she leaves wearing Walter's boxers, which I guess is a win for Walter? The show treats it like it's a win for Walter.
Mm-hmm. But the next scene, they're on the roof together.
Yeah.
And he's sitting between Will and Anne. Or Will is sitting between Walter and Anne. Annika, excuse me. And he's just kind of like, I'm going to leave because I can't do the one class that I'm here for. And they're like, no, you can't leave. We need you. They've known him for 1 day.
Possibly 2. I think they've known him for 2 days, but only 2 days.
It's 1 day because later he says it's 1 day.
Oh my gosh. I just meant like, we see him fail to go to class twice in that time.
Right, but in the next scene, he's going to do a speech where he says, I've only been here a day.
So,
but
Walter just drops into the conversation too, like, oh, they're having that big faculty speech thing at the faculty club.
Yeah, I have this plot point, like, maybe you should go talk there. And he's like, you know what, you're right. I gotta fight for what I believe in. And then, he grabs hands with Annika and Walter, and throws himself and them off the roof of the building.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, they're going to fall into the pool. And they don't. They just fall into tables.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. It's kind of like he's like, I had a great day. Thanks to these people. Let's all go out together. Goodbye. Like.
I should have said something to Zaring when I saw him going to his dinner at the faculty club tonight.
Really, Walter? You've had that info on you the whole evening?
Yeah.
Why? Well, I'm going to that dinner, and I am going to win him over.
I'm coming too.
No, this is your party.
But you're my friend.
Don't worry!
Walter fell from the second-story window earlier that day and was unable to get up by himself. They're on the roof. Will just tries to murder them for no reason. It's so weird. And then after not dying, he has to go to this big faculty thing.
Yeah.
Doing faculty things, and he storms the stage. And he gives this big, meaningful speech about how he needs to be in this class. He wants to give it his college try. He's only been here for 1 day, but he's met all these people. And someone in the crowd says,
This guy's a student? 30? You kidding me?
And
it's Rivers Cuomo.
Yeah, the professor sitting next to Zaring is Rivers Cuomo.
Is Rivers Cuomo. Which Laura actually said, is that Rivers Cuomo? Thus proving her thesis that she would not recognize Rivers Cuomo. Because you didn't, it didn't clock on you then. Because after he finishes the speech, he starts a slow clap. And Laura looked at me and went, is that Rivers Cuomo? And I went, yes! The whole joke from before.
I actually do have in my notes before that, the professor next to Zaring is Rivers Cuomo.
Okay.
I just didn't talk over the important dialogue.
You wanted confirmation.
No. I wanted to take notes on the episode we were watching.
Okay.
Because it was during the big speech.
Mm-hmm. He spikes the microphone like it's a football game.
And everyone cringes because it makes a terrible feedback noise.
And we end with, or there's 2 bits here.
Well, when they say we need you, it's a really important, in that previous scene, Annika and Walter say, we're California kids.
Right.
We need you. which is how I know this is supposed to take place in California.
Yes. So he is sitting in his dorm and feels a bit of inspiration, and he picks up his guitar and starts singing a song about how California kids will throw you a lifeline. This song is bad, right?
The song is fine.
I think it's objectively bad. Like, this California kids will throw you a lifeline doesn't mean anything to anyone in the world except for him. So I don't know what he thinks he's going to do with this song. Because there's no mass appeal for this. And then in what is the biggest twist of the whole show, Peter Gallagher's character, the professor, goes to talk to Will. And he's like, hey, I'm going to let you in on a secret. I used to be into music too, so I understand you. Yeah. And it looks like he is starting that, like, we're not so different, you and I. I will let you into my class. I do respect what you do. But what he then does is, I think I could really make it as an improv jazz star, and hands him his demo tape.
Yes.
I was like, oh, this relationship's going to be way different than what we set up.
But does tell him he has to take the hat off to get into class.
Yes.
There's a couple things that happened before that would set up the rest of the series.
Mm-hmm.
When the manager hears a song playing from the dorm, he goes from being on the phone with whoever his handler is, or whoever at the label, and he starts to defend Will to the label.
Mm-hmm. And
then Annika gets fired from being an RA for the party.
Of course.
But is grateful for it.
Mm-hmm.
And the manager then puts a sock on the door.
Yes.
So that Walter and Annika don't disturb Will while he's writing.
Yes, because in the world of colleges, if there's a tie on the doorknob, you're in there with a lady. If there's a sock on the doorknob, you're in there alone, but should not be disturbed either.
I've never heard that before.
No?
Whatever was on... If there was anything hanging off the doorknob, don't go in. We didn't have, like, an elaborate code.
Well, tie is you're with another girl, and if it's a sock, what do you think the other sock's being used for?
I didn't go to school where people had ties.
That was your problem with what I just said?
Well, what would we have used?
All right. I stand corrected.
If there's a Hollister t-shirt on the door.
If there's a Wawa hoagie receipt on the door.
There were no Wawas near my school.
It was by Stockton. So we kind of set up this thing where it's like there's going to be this weird relationship with the professor because there's actually a thing he wants.
I went to college in the 2000s. If a girl's skinny scarf that she wears as a belt is around the door.
In any case,
I'm not sorry.
we set up that Walter wants to find women. We're going to do this Annika story where she's now undeclared and trying to figure out herself. Lots of balls in motion, and that's where the show ends. I'm just going to be frank. I loved this.
I think this was a stay tuned.
Oh, it's 100% a stay tuned, and one of the most stay tuned I've ever seen. To the point where I was just like, how did this not go to series?
I think this is, stay with me.
Staying.
As a pilot, I think this is actually a stronger pilot than Community.
Yes.
Community becomes a good show. The pilot's a little bit...
I wanted to watch Community live, like when it was airing. I watched the pilot when it came out and was like, nope, this show's not for me. And now it's one of my favorite shows of all time. So there.
It was developed for Fox.
Okay.
Fox didn't pick it up. And they did not have the ability... Rivers Cuomo did not realize that he would not have the ability to shop the pilot to other networks.
Oh, interesting.
So Fox didn't pick it up and the pilot died.
Because it's a good little show. Like, it's far too late now. It's been 10 years for these...
I mean, they'd have to recast
everyone.
But
yeah, I loved it. I would watch the episode 2 immediately. If Netflix was like, are you still watching? I'd be like, yes, I am. Anything else to add in terms of research or feelings about things?
No, I mean, I liked this. I think I would have rather had this than Scream Queens, which was what Fox did pick up that season.
Understandable.
And Minority Report. Oh, they picked up Minority Report and Scream Queens that same year.
Oh.
So they just had a lot of really expensive things, and Gotham was still running.
I would understand picking up Scream Queens because of, like, trying to ride that momentum
Of Glee.
Of Glee.
I hate Glee.
But Minority Report, another one-season wonder that we tried to watch while it was airing because we were watching Gotham. And I think by episode 4, I was like, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
And it's before we were doing the podcast. We got 4 episodes in, I was like, this isn't getting a second season. I don't want to get invested.
Yeah.
Who watches a show that's only going to run one season? I have one little note that I want to throw out there.
Yeah.
There's another show about a rock star going back to college. There's a reality show about Tommy Lee returning to college.
Yeah.
It's like Tommy Lee's Rock College or something. And, like, he joins a sorority and he pranks the dean and it runs one season.
He joins a what?
Did I say sorority?
You did.
Let me tell you, that's a mistake I've been making for decades. I've said sorority so many times.
So, a fraternity is men, a sorority is women, a Ferrari is cars.
It's a cars. Guys, we're having fun here. I hope you guys are having fun. Be sure to reach out to us in our Discord. You can find the links below, and you can talk to us about all sorts of things. But if not, where else can people find us?
You can email us at thestaydoomshow@gmail.com or on Blue Sky at Stay Doomed.
And if you have ever rushed a sorority and want to tell me that story, I'm at TV's Noah on Instagram and Blue Sky.
If you want to make jokes about 2000s fashion, I'm Laura Crane on Blue Sky. Until next time, stay doomed.